Hello friends, welcome to Coding Garden with CJ. Welcome to a code stream. We're gonna code. What are we gonna code? I don't know. We're gonna vote on that here at the start. Welcome. And hey, username unknown, thank you for that resub. And Deehue with the 6-month resub. Good to see you, hope you're doing great. We'll be able to stay for the whole stream, but wanted to stop by and say hello, maybe? Oh, there's no notifications in Alka's dashboard. That's okay though. Stop by and show the love. Oh, thank you very much, Deehue. Lots of other supports. We had a hype train. Y'all are great. Toasted Cheese with a 9-month resub. Phoenix Rising with the 8-month resub. Tim with that 3-month resub. LD9J with 100 bits, Nessie with a 9-month resub, Nookie Poo with 100 bits, Precelsior with 110 bits, Nookie Poo with 100 bits, Brainflakes with a Twitch Prime sub. Wow, you all are great. Good afternoon. Hello. Yes, so I already have things in mind that we're gonna vote on for us to do, but you all will get to vote. That's a lot of money. That's all. Crimson, thank you very much. He says, this is the first time after 2 years I see you live. I just want to say thanks for all the videos you are doing on YouTube. You have no idea how much you helped me improve. Keep up the great work. Well, thank you very much, Crimson. I appreciate you. You're way too kind. Way too kind. Can we just get some hearts in the chat for Crimson? Thank you. Thank you. Well, how you doing, everybody? It's a Tuesday where I am. It may not be a Tuesday where you are. And hey, K Weekbon, I feel like it's been a while, but thanks for being here. Maybe you have been here. The chat's busy. Donations go money donations. Like when you see dollars on the screen, that's going through Streamlabs. And I don't think they take a cut, but there is like a processing fee for like PayPal or whatever. Bits. Actually, Twitch doesn't take a cut for bits either. I mean, you pay up front, but however many bits you give the streamer, they get all those bits. It's Wednesday where you are. Well, that's good. Klein says, I'm torn. I don't know what to do. I want to get my certificates to become a network engineer, but I also want to learn the clouds, such as Azure or AWS. I need help. I would say focus on one thing for now that's going to get you a job, right? And Shurkum, thank you for that resub. I'll finish that thought in a second. Klein, here, we'll put it in the parking lot. We hardly ever use the parking lot anymore, but that's what this is for. Look at that, parking lot. Wait, will I be able to see the message here? Yes, I will. Okay. Thank you, Shurkum. With the 4-month resub, because of you, I learned JavaScript, and this got me a promotion at my job. Nice. When I got the promotion, one man stood up in our office and applauded me. This man was Albert Einstein. So I just wanted to say thank you. Well, thank you, Shurkum, for the wonderful story. I appreciate you. And Nookie Poo, thank you for those 100 bits. But yeah, Klein is asking, what should they do? I think Klein, I know a little bit of Klein's story. They're coming into IT. Yeah, they're new to it. So my suggestion to you is look at the jobs in your area, figure out what skills are required for that, and then just do what you can to get that kind of job, whether it be network engineer or like a cloud specialist, DevOps engineer. Because if you try to focus on both at the same time, especially if you're new to all of this, it's going to be hard to learn a lot. So I say pick one thing, mainly focused on what jobs are out there. And Asane, thank you for that Twitch Prime sub. Okay, we're going to get right into it because I'm only going to be live for like an hour or so. What's happening with Entropy Chat? It's on the back burner. We've paused on Entropy Chat. All right. We're going to go ahead and do a poll. Let's do a poll. I have a few ideas of things that we could potentially build. What to build. And you will get to vote. It has reached maximum entropy. Yeah, we'll get back to it eventually. Lately, because I don't get to stream as often, I like to do things. Hey, Crimson, thank you for that tier 2 sub. Very much appreciated. But because I can't stream as often, I like to do things that I can just finish and build in one stream versus things that we revisit, because when we revisit them, there's often new people in the chat and we spend an hour just getting everyone caught up. It's a bit of a grind. So we just try to do new things, brand new things. Okay, your first option is a scrolling stock ticker. Now, I realized before we built the that GME Stonks website, does this still work? Request temporary access. Okay, do that. It sort of kind of works. Probably don't go to this website because it's going to break because it's using a proxy. but we built this a few streams back, and it shows the current price of GME, and it shows a nice little chart. But what I'm thinking is we build something that can be used as an overlay on other people's stream, where it's basically just like the New York Stock Exchange ticker, where they scroll across with the real-time updates, and we can make it so that you can choose what tickers you want, and then it generates a URL, and then anybody could add that to their stream to show real-time stonks. The other thing is to do some web scraping for Japanese Pokemon cards. I'll say web scrap. Japanese. I don't have enough characters. Japanese Pokemon. You know what I mean? Pokemon, like that. So as far as I can tell, I mean, I haven't done too much. Actually, I could do Japan. Yeah, Japan Pokemon API. Yay, look at that. So I've done a little bit of research, but I haven't really found any API that provides information about Japanese Pokemon cards. So what I would want to do is kind of create my own. So I would find some sort of data source, and then extract out the data into my own database, and then have an API freely available for anyone to use in their app. I think no, the Stonks app is on GitHub. It should be, I believe. I'll check afterwards. But basically, this will potentially involve reverse engineering some undocumented APIs. We're going to find some sites that do list Japanese Pokemon cards, and then figure out how they're storing that data so we can get access to it. So that's another option. Another one is a map plus a store locator. Now, reason being, maps are hot. One of my most watched videos on YouTube is of React with maps. People like maps. So we can build maps, and we'll find a source of stores, and we will put all of those stores on the map. Yes, I mean, it's not technically even hacking. We're just using freely available data. Google Map? I wanted to. It's not. It potentially won't be a Google Map. It might be OpenStreetMaps or something like that. And hey, Bro Mythical, thank you for that resub. Just got my first dev job. Nice. Any quick tips for beginning junior dev? I think you said backend. No quick tips, just do your best and always strive to be better. Because if you're striving to be better, you're doing better than like 90% of the people out there, because 90% of the people out there are just out there to collect a paycheck. But if you're doing your best and potentially going above and beyond, you'll shine bright. That's my advice. Okay, well, let's just say maps plus a store locator. I thought possibly we could show a bunch of McDonald's on a map, because right now, McDonald's has Pokemon cards, and so we could have a map. I read these in for math. Yeah, it's just busy. There's a lot going on. So we could show all the McDonald's on a map, or we could come up with something else and show it on a map. And then lastly, we could do something with Twitch chat controlled overlay. Twitch chat controlled overlay. Twitch chat controlled over controlled overlay. There we go. So the idea is one of the most basic ideas is from the Twitch chat, you could run a command, and that would like put a sticker on the screen. Like we could have a set list of, I don't know, 10 or 20 images, pre-approved images, and we could maybe do it as channel point redemptions. So you can redeem, you could do a channel point redemption to put a specific image or a sticker on the screen somewhere. We could even do like, it could be really interesting because we could do almost like Mr. Potato Head. Actually, that's a cool idea, where we have mustaches and hats and different things that you can put on my face. I'm not going to do face tracking, but they could show up in this general area of the screen. So that could be funny. All right, those are your options. Let's vote now. We're going to do a 5-minute vote, just so you have time to think about it. So yeah, whatever you decide, whatever you pick, that's what we're going to do. Oh yeah, and then we will definitely do that in Phi. So yeah, built into the browser is a way of getting the user's current location, so we can do that. Speedrun challenge. Make a site with lazy images that uses intersection observers, maybe a simple image search through an API and lazy load the results. I like that, but not today. But that's, I mean, I think we need to save this as a, DM me that, David, because we can make some YouTube content out of that. Okay, starting now. You have 5 minutes to vote. Thank you all for those follows. And while you're voting, I will introduce you to, how my stream works, or the different things on my stream that you can control if you're not familiar with it. And also, if you don't know how to vote, I think even on mobile, there should be the poll at the top. You can click the poll, click it to vote. I think you can also do, it's not exclamation mark vote, it's /vote, and then the index. It is not 0-based index, it's 1-based. So it's vote 1, vote 2, vote 3, vote 4. You can also do that. Okay, and thank you, Photon, for the bits. Thank you for making your streams friendly and inviting. Oh, you're welcome. I've really improved my JavaScript skills. Nice. Nice. Love to hear it. Can I do Kafka? I've thought about it. I really have. And Lucas, thank you for that Prime sub. So Apache Kafka is like message queuing. The thing is, I need to figure it out myself because I've never really done it before. But yeah, I haven't seen any kind of tutorials on it. But if you're new here, and if you're not new here, anybody, join me in playing the drop game. In the chat, you can type !drop me, and that will drop your avatar from the sky. And if and when it lands in the garden, you'll get your name on the screen like this. This is going to be a solid drop. It'll be okay. The closer you are to the center, the bigger your drop will be. Who that is? InScore, great drop. SQL Gordster, great drop. Who else? Crimson, great drop. And thank you, Jay Getachew, for that resub. Very much appreciated. You all are nice people. Gobbles, good job. Cybercyclonic. So you can do that throughout the stream if you ever get bored, or not, any time at all. Are we on slow mo? Yeah, we have 30-second slow mo. That's decent. Okay. What else? Oh yeah, you can set your pronouns in the overlay. Not too many people have it, at least here, but Informath has its pronouns set to it, and is, its. Benit has their pronouns set to he, him, and his. And hey, Callum, thank you for those 100 bits. So you too, and Rogue Soul has theirs set to he, him, and his. You too can set yours, and thank you, Dr. Danny, for the 100 bits. So we can see what pronouns are available. You have the options of she, he, they, co, none, they, hi, it, 1M, or yo. So pick one from this list, and then in the chat you can do ! pronouns followed by your preferred pronoun. So for me it's ! pronouns space he, or pronoun singular. I don't think we accounted for plural. So ! pronoun he, and then in the chat you'll see your pronouns. Look at that. Look at that. What's up, Goggles? How do you do? How do you do? You can also set your country. So in the chat, if you do ! country or ! flag followed by your 2-character country code, it might work with 3 characters or the name of the country, but it's guaranteed to work if you use your 2-character country code. Yeah, so just like Thibaltleby did. Oh no, so that was Ryan. Ryan just did ! country US. So in the chat, you will now have your country flag next to your name. Hello, Limeotes. Yes, yes, yes. Does it show? Yeah, look at that. They set theirs. And lastly, you can also set your team. So you can see that Callum's on the Vue team, Limeotes is on the Node.js team, I'm on the Black Tie team, Gabriel is on the JS team, and Rate Kavinerum, thank you for the bits. You all are very kind today. Lots of bits. What's up, Soup Dragon? Yeah, Canada, very nice. Greece, UK, Spain, Brazil, the Netherlands. Sorry, dude. What's up, Patron? What's the Black Tie team? Yeah, so I'll show you where you can find all of these. So, and hey, Mr. Ben Coder, thank you for that resub. Who says, thanks for the wonderful stream. You're very welcome. Hello, everybody. Hello. So all of the icons are from the Font Awesome cheat sheet. So if you go to fontawesome.com, find the brand's cheat sheet. Anything on this page you can set as your icon, and I have mine literally set to black tie, so it's black-tie. But we're gonna change it today. Let's go to something else. And Elon Musk with the 10 bits. I appreciate you. Talk about the cache in JavaScript. Like creating your own cache or like web cache with service workers. What do you mean? Yeah, so the team is just an icon that shows up. You can see Murdoch has, is that a cobra? I don't know what exact, oh no, is this like some sort of Star Wars thing? Yeah, it's the Mandalorian. Nice. Yeah, so that's your badge. Okay, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna do this light bulb. I have no idea what this company is, but I like the light bulb. So in the chat, you can do !team followed by any name from that webpage, and then it will set it. So there we go. I got the light bulb. I looked at their webpage and their Twitter client, but I haven't researched it too much. But yeah, I'll mention it really quick because it seemed really cool. It's like a charitable organization that does technical stuff. Information Technology Disaster Resource Center, America's premier team of volunteer technology professionals. So this is really cool. So like in natural disasters and stuff like that, they help set up maybe like temporary phone networks and do different stuff like that. It's pretty cool. I like that. Ay taquito, the Mexico flag. Very cool. All right, and Maps 1. So we're going to build a Maps app. Now let's vote on what kind of stores we should put on the map. We have to come up with one type of store. And we'll find a source of them, like a list of that type of stores, and we'll put it on the map. All stores. We're not trying to recreate Google Maps. We could do dispensaries. I don't know if that's necessarily safe for work. I mean, for E. Oh, we could do GameStops. We could do a GameStop store locator. I like that. Okay, so here are your options. GameStop, McDonald's. What else? We could do, I guess, like local game stores. The main issue is like we need to find a list of stores that we want to put on the map is the main thing. I mean, technically, yeah, like we could do custom, but then we're tapping into like the Places API, Starbucks, Chipotle. These are all great. These are all places that many people go. I don't think I want to do Walmart, though. Are you ready for a conspiracy theory? So, oh, that's the wrong thing. Give me a second. Okay, check this out. So this is a map of the United States. If we just search for Walmart, let's see what we get. Okay, there's a lot of them, and if we zoom in, we can see that there's even more. If we zoom in, we can see that there's even more. Now, Walmart basically has a nationwide distribution network. Now, is it aliens? Probably not. It's just modern commerce, but they're literally everywhere, and they all have the same prices, and they all have the same things in stock. It's really interesting to think about. I mean, obviously there's other department stores as well, but like Walmart is everywhere. Okay. Oh, COVID vaccine. I like that. That's a good one. Aliens. We could do, okay, these are your options. We'll just do a 1-minute vote. Pick one, and we're going to somehow find a list of all of these places and put them on the map. Here we go. You have 1 minute to vote. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention earlier how to set your status. A fractal of Walmart's. So you can see that some people have their status set, like Emmy has their set to object. Sledge Dog has their set to driving 88 miles per hour, just in case. So in the chat, you can do !set status, followed by your status. And then it will show up in all of your messages. Keep it safe for work. If it's not safe for work, you'll be timed out, potentially banned, all that good stuff. I did not shave. I've had this mustache for like 3-4 years now. I kind of want to shave it, but also I realize how many of you would just be so confused because I would look different. I don't know. Oh yeah, I need to update working on. I'll do that right now. Python is comedian of programming language because it's full of one-liners. Nice. Okay, this is nice and wholesome. COVID vaccine centers. So we're gonna somehow find a list of COVID vaccine centers, and we're gonna put them on a map. This potentially meme-y stream just turned completely and totally useful and wholesome. So that's awesome. Let me update my working on. Code. Building wholesome content. Building a map that lists COVID-19 vaccine centers. That's it. That's what we're gonna do. Beautiful. I haven't tried ESBuild. That's my next question for you all, is what should we build it with? I have a feeling you're going to choose React. Maybe I shouldn't give you the option to choose React. Though React is YouTube content. People like to watch it. Okay. We'll do one more poll, which is what we're going to build it with. React. I want to do it in something I'm familiar with because I need to get it done in like an hour or less. So I'm not going to do it with Next. I'm going to choose things that I know how to use. So vanilla JS, that is to say, no libraries. The only library we're going to use is the maps library. So vanilla JS, we do React, we can do Vue, we can do Svelte. Let's throw in a wild card. They all have to be web technologies. Yeah, somebody asked, what do I know? This is mainly what I know. I write React on a daily basis. I really like Vue. I run the Denver Vue meetup. Yeah, gotta go with what you know, and you can pop a wheelie on it. TypeScript, Haskell, Angular. I would struggle with it. These are your options. Vote now. These are your options. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Welcome everyone. Glad to see you all here. Hey, what's up, Live Mode? CJ on a Tuesday. It is Tuesday. Yeah, nobody mentioned. No, at least I haven't seen it in the chat. Nobody's mentioned it so far that I am live on a Tuesday. So I'll clarify that what we're building right now is completely front-end technology. There's going to be no back-end. I mean, maybe we have an API that returns COVID-19 vaccine centers, but most likely we're going to find an existing API or find an existing data source, and then use one of these things, which is a technology that allows us to build websites, so that way we can build a website that does the thing. Yeah. To vote, you can click the chat, and you should be able to click on one. And thank you, Muniz. I appreciate the comment. It is a very close race. It is a very close race. So click the poll, or you should be able to do a /vote, followed by the index 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. But the voting is over. So Vue won. It won by 1 vote. 1 vote. That's great. Let's do a tiebreaker. Let's do a tiebreaker because, I mean, there's a very large. It only got 34%. We need a majority. So we're gonna do one more vote, which is a battle between Vue and React. Here we go. Vue or React. Last one. Here we go. Actually, I can allow you to give me bits if you want to. If you want to give me bits and influence the vote. No influencing the vote. 1 minute. Here we go. Final vote. Vue or React. All right. I remember now what I forgot to show you is a can of baked beans. But you may be wondering, what's this little thing? It's a candle. My partner got me for Valentine's Day. Well, she made it for me. She made me a baked beans candle for Valentine's Day, which is pretty flippin' awesome. We had beans for dinner the other night, which I thought was pretty random because we don't have beans too often. But it was specifically because she wanted the can to make a candle. So yeah, it's awesome. And for those of you that are, what scent? I think it's like vanilla, lavender. Yeah, something like that. Vue won 51%, 52. Oh, it hasn't won yet. Never mind. Don't let me influence the vote. But for those of you that haven't been here since the beans, we literally have a bean emote here. But yeah, Vue won with 53%. There's no denying it. Vue is the clear winner in this particular vote. Let's go. Let's make an app. I'm going to install the Vue CLI. And I probably already have it installed. I'm just doing this so that I get the latest and greatest version. Yeah, we're going to do the CLI. And basically what this gives you is a scaffolded app with all the basics. You get the Vue CLI service, which has Webpack behind the scenes. It has loaders for Sass and TypeScript and basically all the things you could ever need. It's ready to go. Ready to go. Cool. So this installed the CLI globally. And yeah, well, thanks for being here, Aaron. I appreciate you. I have used Vuetify, and technically, we could actually, no, I know what we're going to do. I'm not even going to let you vote on it. We're going to use a thing called Prime Vue. But now that I have the CLI installed globally, I can create a Vue app. So I'm going to do Vue create. We're going to call this COVID vaccine locations. How do you spell vaccine? Vaccine? 2 C's, right? Vaccine. 2 C's. VACCINE. Cool. So that's going to create a folder. And we can choose all the features we want. So we want Babel. We're not going to use TypeScript. I know you want me to, but we're not going to. We'll add a router just in case. I think it's just going to be a single page that has a map and then it has places on it. And we'll use Vuex. It'll be fun to show Vuex. We can put all the data in the store, bring it into the components. So Vuex is like a Redux, if you're familiar with React. And we'll use Sass. Look at us go. Okay, and we'll use Vue 3, which is the latest and greatest. We're going to use the Airbnb config. Let's go. So this will create our app. And while I'm thinking about it, we need a Vue, we need a maps library. So I'm just going to search for Vue map component library. We possibly will use like Mapbox. This is my break timer. Let's take a quick stretch. End-to-end testing, if you choose that option, it uses Cypress. So end-to-end testing is testing from end to end, but what that means is it basically spins up a headless browser and then will automatically click on the website and do the things you want it to do, and you can write code that clicks on buttons and checks to make sure that the right things pop up and stuff like that. So that's end-to-end testing. Unit testing is just testing like individual functions or individual components. We did neither of those things because we got to move fast. We're gonna just get this thing going. If you do ! break. Yeah, I didn't mean, I wasn't trying to be mean in saying that, but it's in the definition of it is in the name of the thing. Basically, you're not specifically testing components. You're not specifically testing the API. You're testing the whole hoot and caboodle. I don't know why I said that. Is hoot and caboodle a thing? Is that the right term? Whole cat and caboodle. Why did I say hoot? The whole cat and caboodle. That's what end-to-end testing is. Okay. Best Vue map libraries 2021. Vue 2 Leaflet. That's cool. So Leaflet is great because it's totally open source and it uses OpenStreetMaps. So you can use this map library in your web pages. We've used it on stream here before, but you don't need an API key. You don't have to sign up for like Google Maps or Mapbox. Leaflet is pretty slick. So we probably will just use that. We're just going to use that. Vue 2 Leaflet. Let's go. Oh no, but we're using Vue 3. Ah! I've made a horrible mistake. We may have to backtrack and just use Vue 2. Okay, here's Vue Leaflet. Last published 4 days ago, and it's compatible with Vue 3. This is the beta version. It may be unstable. They meant unstable, but that's okay. Really, we just need markers, and we need the map. And we can do pop-ups. This is fine. This is what we're going to do. We're going to add this. This is the library we're going to use. It's true, Impy. Like the ecosystem hasn't exactly caught up yet with all the Vue libraries. Okay, so here we go. We're going to, well, first of all, we need to go into that directory. I'll go ahead and show you what it looks like. npm run serve. We've already chosen we've already chosen Vue. This starts up our Vue app. Beautiful. Now, For those of you that are new to Vue and you want a reason to use Vue, I'm going to give you one reason right now. So when you install the Vue CLI, you automatically get this thing called the Vue UI. And what that allows you to do is, can I see? Let's see. We need to import the project I just created. So we just created a project in dev and then in coding garden. I'm basically revealing my entire folder structure here. And then we want COVID, vaccines. Where is it? Here it is, right here. Okay, so I've started up the Vue UI. I pointed it at this project we just created, and now check this out. I basically have a web dashboard that shows me all of my dependencies. I can see all of these dependencies. I can modify my my configurations. I can serve it from this folder here. So that's there. Yeah, we didn't install the dependency yet. So this is great. So I'll show you how we actually do this from the web UI. First of all, I'm going to kill the task from the terminal. We don't have to worry about the terminal anymore. Now I could do run serve right here. This will start it up. And then we can see where it's listening 8083 still. But now I can control it from the Vue UI, which is great. Let's say we want to add a dependency. So this dependency we just found is called Vue Leaflet. Let's search for it. How do I do that? Plugins? No, we don't want a plugin. Dependencies? Configuration? Main dependencies? Isn't there a way to just add a thing? Do I prefer UIs over? Oh, absolutely not. No, but I know some people do, and it's pretty nice. It's a pretty cool little UI here. Oh, if I click the install button, hey. Cool. So this actually searches npm, and we specifically want the one that's at vue-leaflet/vue leaflet. So this is also cool. Like if you're looking for dependencies, you can just search across npm right inside of here. So yeah, let's get this one. Here we go. Boom, boom, boom. Installing. Yeah. Well, my friends, we've got it. Now we need to set it up. Let's look at their usage. Until the complete documentation is ready, check the demo. That's fine with me. I like looking at source code anyways. So they imported the CSS. This actually, I really like the way that they have this set up, because a lot of Vue libraries require you to like configure it or add it. In this case, literally the only thing we need to do is import the components that we need, and then we can just use them directly in our app. So first of all, we'll add the Leaflet CSS. So let's go ahead and open this up in code. Yeah, so it's whenever I just clicked install, it's doing the exact same thing as npm install. It's just a nice little UI. But yeah, if we look at our package.json, that will now have there it is, Vue Leaflet. That's basically all it did, was an npm install. Okay, so in my main.js, this is my entry point. I'm going to import the main CSS, just like this. And why is this complaining? Unable to resolve path to module. Oh, I guess I need to install Leaflet separately, because this is importing the Leaflet specific CSS. So I actually just need to install the core Leaflet library, which is going to give me the CSS that I need. So this is just core Leaflet, 1.4 million downloads. Install that. Yeah, I'll think about it, Eyebaldy, because yes, it would be cool to do something with like queues and message queues. Cool, yeah, so now we have the core Leaflet library that gives us the CSS. And then if we just look in our app.vue, let's just get a map on the page. Actually, so by default, it's using the router. So we're gonna have the router view there. I'm gonna remove all of the default styles, because we'll add our own later. So no styles in the app.vue. We can look at our router config. It has two routes. We have the home route and the about route. Actually, I don't care about the about route, so I'm just going to remove that. Right now, we just have the home route. Basically, this says when we go to the /, it's going to load the home component. And if we look at the home component, that's going to be in views. That is where we're going to put our map. And I'm just going to delete this about for now. I'm also going to delete this hello world component for now. And here we go. So this is where the codes that we see on the page is going to go. And if I just do this, at least for now, we should just see the Vue logo. That's all it's going to be right here. We just see the Vue logo. Great. But if we look at their example, they imported the map, the icon, all this stuff, and then they registered it in components. So that's what I need to do. I think right now I'm just going to import the map. So I import this lmap component and then register it. So this basically makes it available inside of the template. And so now in the template, I should be able to do l-map like that. We can look at their example to see what all they do to it. So we have zoom, we have center. I think it's great, and I think they might actually already have responsive styles. So if we put it in a container, and that container takes up the full page, we should be good to go. So we're going to put the center right there. I don't know where, it's probably California. It's always California. Let's give a style for home, which is just going to be 100% width, 100% height. Hello, Alka. Welcome to the show. So the home class. We can do, so this is another cool thing. So what you're looking at right now is a single file component. You have your template. This is like your render function in React. You have your JavaScripts here. Right now, we don't have any actual JavaScript code, but eventually this is where the code that will go that needs to like request the list of places and do different stuff like that. And then down here, we have our styles that apply to this component. So I'm going to do language equals SCSS. And hey, tomato juice, thank you for that Prime sub. And I'm just going to say home has a width of 100% and a height of 100%. So that should take up 100%. However, home is going to be loaded into router view, and router view actually gets loaded into this div ID app right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to say that so in the app component, we're going to put our global styles. Let's say the body has margin 0 and padding 0. And the body has a width of 100 view width and a height of 100 view height. So the body takes up the whole page, and then we'll say the app takes up 100% of that. So width, 100%. I can definitely turn down the subscriber sound, I think. Is it this one? I think it's that one. I don't know what UI elements we're going to need, but if we do, I think I'm going to use a library called Prime View. Okay, so body takes up everything. We're going to say overflow hidden. So that way it's just going to be a full page map. App takes up 100% of that. Home takes up 100% of that. And then we have the map. Will it work? Hey, that's something. It's technically on the page. We don't actually see anything. This .slots.default is not a function. So we'll look at the demo. But look at this. I got zoom buttons. That means that the map is sort of kind of working. So vmodel zoom. They add a button. I think it's possible because I didn't. Do I need a layer? Oh, a tile layer. Nice, good call. Yeah, so I'll add the tile layer and I'll add the control layers. That's really cool. So inside of the map, I do this. And so this pulls tiles from OpenStreetMap, and then the controls will bring in the controls. But I do need to bring in those two components. So in the import, I need the tile layer and the controls layer. And thank you, Stady, for the 200 bits. Very much appreciated. So we bring those in here, and then we add them as components. And ta-da! We have ourselves a map. So that's great. It's not coding. It's a bonsai tree. Yeah. Is that what you mean? My shirt? So this is great. We've created an app that has a map, and I guess I don't know if we want the controls. You have Twitch Prime, but how do you sub it? Let's take a moment to talk about Twitch Prime. So if you you're on my page right now, there should be this button right here. For me, it says gift a sub because I'm technically subbed to my own channel, but for you, it should say subscribe with Prime or something like that. If it doesn't say subscribe with Prime, if you click on it, there should be an option to subscribe with Prime inside of here. All right, everyone. I'm going to get rid of this control layer because I don't even know what it's doing. Yeah, that was just like this button up at the top, but that's fine. Cool. And then if we look at the demo, thank you very much, Galfret, very much for that Prime sub. I try to keep it interesting, Hardbottles. Hardbottles says, if all my programming teachers were with like you, I'd have to listen. We got to keep it entertaining. I mean, it doesn't have to be entertaining. I like to make it entertaining. It's fun for me. Clink, thank you for that resub. He wasn't lying. I appreciate you. We can set the zoom level to 2, so that's great. vmodel zoom zoom. I think it means because on their data they have a zoom of 2, and then behind the scenes it changes that, and it needs to change because it's constantly changing. And Taquito, thank you very much for that Prime sub. Okay. I'm gonna add some zoom now. Now. This is where Vue 3.0 comes into play. So you can see in their example, they have a data function that returns an object. I am going to do it the Vue 3 way, which just has a setup function, and then whatever is returned from here is our data. Data. And then I need to create a reactive property. So I'm gonna bring in a ref from Vue. Now, a ref, kind of similar to refs in React. Hey, Dr. Danny, thank you for the bits. Zoom. It's kind of similar to refs in React, but it's more similar to use state. But I could say like zoom is equal to a ref that starts off with the value 2, and then in this object, I return zoom. And so now zoom is available inside of the template. And then we can just copy that code. And Nookie Poo, thank you for the bits. All kinds of bits today. I don't know what happened. Is it National Bits Day? Let's take a quick stretch. Do I think Vue will overtake React in popularity? I don't think so. React caters to a very specific type of developer. And Vue caters to another kind of developer. So I think there's always going to be a place for both of them. I don't think it's going to overtake it. I hope to see more people using it. But yeah, it's Tuesday. that's the day. People do love Vue and maps, yeah. Okay, so that worked. So now we started off with the zoom as 2. I should be able to zoom in still. It's got like this weird panning issue, but I think it's fine. It's in beta. But if we start the zoom off even closer, let's go to a zoom level of 5 to start. Look at that. It wasn't California. It was actually Europe. Okay, great. If anything, I'm happy with it. I mean, here's the thing. This is modern development. We wrote very little code. And Mika, thank you very much for that Prime sub. We wrote very little code. All we did was install a library, looked at their example on how to get it going, and then now we've got ourselves a map on a page. So that's great. Now we want to show some pins. In their example, let's see if they had a marker at 0, 0. Let's just put a marker on there and see where it pops up. And then that's coming from the icon URL, and the icon URL is, oh, it's a kitten. It's literally a kitten. Okay, actually, let's make the icon the Coding Garden logo. Coding seedling. Let's grab this image location. And the icon URL is going to be this. And what is the size? 50 by 50? Anybody know the Twitch emote defaults? 56 by 56. So we need to set the size. And the size is an array with width and height. So right here, we'll say the icon size is an array with 50, 50. All right, now somewhere on the map, there should be a little Coding Garden seedling. We hope. We hope. I'm going to set the zoom level back to, oh, was it 56? 56. Sorry. That's just the zoom level 2. That's all. But yeah, sorry, not that, sorry. That's oh yeah, that is zoom level 2 of the emotes. But there are other zoom levels. Zoom level just defaults to 2. Okay, so it's not on the map. I wonder why. Failed to because we didn't add that icon. That's a beautiful error. Or sorry, we didn't add that component, right? We need to bring it in. The L icon, like this, and then we need to register it to be able to use that L icon. Set icon is not a function. Who's trying to set the icon? Oh, we need an L marker too. We need all kinds of things. So that goes there. All right. Hey, that, my friends, is no errors in the console and a seedling on the map. Look at it. This is where it is. The zoom is really finicky on here, but where are we? We're in France. Louvenier. What's up, Anacodes? Focus. Okay, awesome. So we have a marker on the map. This is beautiful because now all we need is a source of vaccine locations. That's near your home. That's awesome. You all are in France. That's good. Okay. Oh, thank you, Big Boots. So there's a CSV of data. This could be an interesting side challenge. Is take this CSV of data and turn it into an API that's consumable by other people. So map of vaccine sites. Oh, this specifically has Massachusetts, right? Massachusetts.gov. Is there one with all the vaccine sites in the US? Beneath the map. Here we go. Additional resources. COVID vaccine locations for currently eligible recipients. Let's look at the PDF because we can actually see it. Yeah, so this is Massachusetts. I think these are all Massachusetts. I mean, we could build a map specific. Is anybody here from Massachusetts? Ideally, like on the WHO website. No worries, Big Boots. I really appreciate it because like this is the kind of data that we need. We just somehow need. I mean, it's going to be a lot of data because if there are this many locations, you are electrothermal. That's awesome. Well, here you go. This is where you can get vaccinated. What's up, Katoli? Yeah, that was my next thought. Fdemazy. Inspect the map, see if it uses an API. But let's just search the web for US COVID vaccine locations. Pricechopper.com. What? Get the best price on your COVID vaccine. That's so American. That is so American. Okay. Alrighty. It's not free. Shouldn't it be free? CDC.gov. We should look on the CDC website. What's up, Bimsicle from Australia? It's true, Mashdog we might have to pull in from multiple resources. So what I may settle on is just showing the ones in Colorado, because that's where I am. And hey, Stoner Ganul, thank you very much for that raid, and welcome, Raiders. You have arrived at the Coding Garden. Today, we are building a map. We voted at the beginning of the stream on what we're going to build. But we're making a map that has a list of all of the COVID-19 vaccine locations. Oh yeah, we could possibly use this. Y'all, tons of options. I don't even have to use Google. It's usually the way it is. I don't really even have to search things. Chat will just tell me. I mean, it's weird because the numbers are probably not that great. I don't look at the numbers anymore, but technically, at least the Denver area is in like code yellow or something like that, which is they've allowed dining in restaurants again. At a minimum, like there's a certain capacity, but yeah. Okay, enter a zip code. Let's put in a Denver zip code 80202. Powered by Health Map. Oh, it just redirected to Vaccine Finder. Find vaccines. Select your vaccine. Is COVID on here? Chuno, thank you for that resub. Test pass. Yeah, so I mean, it's technically not a full lockdown. At the beginning of the pandemic, like back in March, I guess when the pandemic got crazy, back in March, we were basically on full lockdown. No restaurants could serve food in person. It was all like delivery or pickup, stuff like that. But now it's a little more lenient. Does anybody see it? I don't know what it's called. Oh, it's not all ages. 65 plus. It should be there, right? Is it MMR? Yeah, it's kind of, because like at this point it just feels, I hate that we have to talk about that. We are talking about this, but at this point it kind of just feels like people are fed up with it and fed up with being locked down, so they just don't care anymore. SARS-CoV-2. Did you see it? I really don't even see it on this list, but that's okay. We're going to try this website. Oh, nice, TJMR. That's good to hear. This is just where we were, which took us here. I need to find the COVID vaccine. Am I missing it? Does anybody see it? SARS-CoV, is it on here? Not like this. Yeah, I don't see it. Okay. Yeah, I did check all ages. Thank you, Automagic. We'll try this. Yeah, why not, Murdoch? Look at the API finder. COVID-19 WHO International /table. Oh, is this just information about COVID? Yeah. We're number 1. Dang it. Okay. I don't want to see that. Oh, okay. So this is Vaccine Finder. Official names for the main COVID vaccines. Comirnaty is BioNTech, mRNA, and okay, thank you, Infi. This is potentially useful. But do we see it here? MMR? Let's just see. Wow. Okay. I think basically we're just going to recreate this website. We're going to figure out what API that they are hitting. But first of all, we just... Maybe it's here. I don't see mRNA. I don't see Comirnaty. I don't see COVID. Yeah. I mean, also, the United States is basically 50 countries. 50 united countries. We call them states. But each one is pretty big. Most of them are big. Rotavirus? What's that? MMR. We found 0 providers for rotavirus. That can't be right. Frequently asked questions. Flu shot? I spelled vaccine wrong. I don't know. That's not going to help us in any way, but it's okay. We'll get there. Try flu shot? I passed it in the frequently asked questions. CDC. Oh, I mean, maybe because it's not available to the general public. Oh, rotavirus. Okay, that's a different thing. But maybe because COVID-19 vaccine is not available to the general public yet, and thank you, Mark Crossing, for that Prime sub. they don't have a place to show it because it's only for like healthcare professionals, and then they're slowly rolling it out. Yeah, look at that. That's exactly what I just said. But thank you, Electrothermal, for finding that, because I didn't. But yeah, we'll be updated once COVID-19 vaccination is widely available. That makes sense. Okay. Vaccine Administration Management System. About vaccines. Get vaccinated. All right, I think I'm going to narrow my search and just say Colorado COVID vaccine locations. So I'm going to limit my search here, and then we'll potentially expand it out later, or it'll be open source. Other people could add other data sources. Coloradans age 65 to 69 are eligible to get vaccinated beginning February 8th. Different data. Where can I get? Yeah, thank you, Limotes. That one's for Colorado. This one's for the UK. Yeah, I think that makes sense, Rufus. Is basically you kind of just, I mean, we could start a data source that includes all US states, but we probably have to focus it for now. Initial Pfizer vaccine allocation by state. Well, that's cool. Tells you how many. I don't think it has locations, though. Yeah, I have no idea, but why someone over 70 would... It probably because people over 70 have already started getting the vaccine. This is the next rollout. Cool. So here's a bunch of dots on the map. And then, yeah, we can show the facility information in a pop-up. So that's nice for Colorado, which is where I'm at right now. All right. So let's see if they provide like a table of data that we could potentially web scrape. If not, we probably can likely find the API that this is hitting. Though it looks like this is actually just a Google Maps My Map, which is really cool. If you're not familiar with Google Maps My Maps, you can create a Google spreadsheet, put a bunch of locations in it, and then in Google My Maps, you can say load locations from spreadsheet, and then they all just pop up on the map, basically with no code, which is pretty cool. But we're going to write code. So let's just go to here. And now that we're here, let's see if it calls an endpoint that shows us a list of locations. So I'm going to hide my screen while I look at the network traffic, because it's possible it's going to show some... like Google tokens and stuff like that. And hey, Jim Jam. I don't know why I said Jamaj. Jim Jam. Thank you very much for that resub. Cool. One moment. Yeah. So, I built a stock alert. That alerts me anytime new Pokemon cards come into stock on Amazon, GameStop, or Walmart. And I just got a text. So that's something that I probably wouldn't do on stream because it's rife for abuse. No need to hide the tokens. Let's see. But yeah, my bot is running on AWS. Okay. JS error. I have a feeling we have some like really weird encoded data here. I know that you can't see my screen. But the API response here is just mad. And we have the page data embedded. Okay, that's unfortunate. So, I can show you this. Give me one moment. Okay, so I am looking, did your Prime sub work? I don't see it, Ibaldi. It's not like the data we got in the web scraping video. Okay, so this here, let me just refresh the page. This is the map that has, I don't know why it's in Spain, but this is the map that has all of the vaccine locations in Colorado. So this is where I live. Now, I looked at the network requests. I didn't see anything that looked like an array of locations. But if I look at the source of this web page, I think if you're on Windows, you can press Control-U. On a Mac, it's Command-Alt-U. That brings up the direct source of the web page. So when you make a request to this URL, you're getting back this data, your browser's interpreting it and rendering it. Now, if we scroll all the way down, there is this variable in the console called page data. And this is what actually has all of the locations. So we see like some latitude, longitudes, community health center, that kind of thing. So yeah, my name is CJ. You can call me CJ. Hello. How you doing? We even have a CJ emote. Like that. It looks like the JavaScript logo. So what we could do is we could write a backend process that requests this page, extracts out that little JavaScript variable, and makes it available as an API. Or we could find a better source of data. Vaccine provider list. Let's look at this. List of facilities? Oh, okay. Well, these don't have latitude, longitudes is the thing. Like it's already, I realize it. I don't have to build this because it's already done. But let me see if somebody's done this before. Let's just say Google My Maps get points as JSON. Oh, you know what? Okay, I've done, okay, Callum just mentioned KML. I think this actually has KML available. Yeah, okay, I need to clear my cache, and then I think I can get the KML, and KML I could potentially use in my map. Just embed the iframe, done. Okay, disable the cache, refresh. Now, do we get KML? KML is a, you can download the KML file directly. How? Oh! Look at that! No haxing needed. Download KML. And thank you, Excavator, for the resub. Just finished my last exam and can finally relax for a bit. Nice. I'm doing pretty good. But yeah, so let's just search Wikipedia for KML. But this specifically is a type of map format, keyhole markup language. It was developed for use with Google Earth, but now it can be used in multiple places. But basically, it looks like XML. It looks like XML, and it has place marks and coordinates inside of it. But basically, we can find a KML parser that reads in this data. So I'm gonna see what happens when I try to download the KML. Hopefully, I could get like a live. Yeah. So keep data up to date with network link. Let me show you. So I can check this, keep data up to date, vaccination providers, and then that should give me a live URL that I can just pull from that has, so if they ever decide to update the map, I'm going to have the latest data. So this should be good. I'm going to download it, but then I'm going to try to see if I can find the actual file location. And it comes in the KMZ format. Okay. So I have the file. Now we need to parse it. I'm going to search for JavaScript KMZ parser because we get the data in the KMZ format. JavaScript simple KML, a JavaScript KML parser. KML reader? Oh, it literally just reads it as XML. I think, yeah, so I think it is zipped, but this is the URL I was given. I wonder if we can tell it not to zip it, because when I go here, this actually gives me the KMZ instead of the KML. Yeah, well, thank you, Squiddos. You can get it to give you KML. How? I'm guessing maybe there's a query param we can specify. There was a checkbox. Well, download KML. Oh, yes, okay. Export is KML. Okay, beautiful. I always miss the most obvious things. Cool. So this is going to be providers.kml. Okay. And I should be able to get the URL, which is this. Force KML equals 1. Okay. Now, I'm going to write JavaScript code that requests this file, parses it, and then adds that data to the map. That's the plan. Okay, let's just search npm for Kml Parser. We might have to do it manually, but let's see. Convert KML and GPX to GeoJSON. Kml.js. We just add it. And then we need to get the contents of the file. This is doing it in Node, though. We want it to work in the web browser. TMI is greater than KML. Twitch messaging interface, right? Kml Parser. I liked this one that said it could do GeoJSON, because GeoJSON is just a type of JSON that has geographic data, and we could easily use that in our app. Okay, you can use it in the browser. Great. Get the text, create a DOM parser. I think this is the winner. Yeah, I mean, technically, we could just parse it as XML, because you could basically create a DOM parser, which is built into the web browser. Leaflet Omnivore. Does that use KML? That would be way too easy. We could literally just give it the link and it'll just put it on there. No, I want to do it more manually than that. Okay, so let's make a game plan. So first we need to request the KML from the URL, and this is the URL. That. So we need to request this data. Now, it's very likely that we're going to get a CORS error requesting that data. We can just pass it through a CORS proxy. Then once we have the KML data, we're going to pass it into this GeoJSON library. Just use XML HTTP request. It's right in the name. Wait, what do you mean? Actually, let's just see what happens. So here in my setup, I'm going to have a function called get providers. Yeah, but I would have had to have added a separate library. I want to do it more manually. And thank you, Anonymous, for that gift to NFG Codex. Very much appreciated. So we have this function, get providers. We need to request this place's URL. So I am just going to try doing it with a fetch. I think we're going to get a CORS error. And then we can actually we just want the XML is going to be response.text, because it's just going to take the response, parse it as text, and then we have the XML. Great. So let's do this. So when the component mounts, call get providers, which makes a request to the URL and then just logs the XML. Let's see what happens. Nothing happened. Didn't I call the function? Oh, I didn't save the file. I need to save the file. And then we get a CORS error. Yes, beautiful, CORS error. All right, we're just gonna pass this through CORS anywhere, which will automatically add the CORS proxy. Like technically I could set up or add the CORS headers. I could set up my own backend, but look at this. We have the KML data. Here it is. And now there's a there's a reference to a nested KML data. So we actually want this. So let's request this one instead, so we don't have to make a multiple requests. There we go. Okay, so we can look at it. This should have all of the locate. Oh wow. Okay, it's really big. So it started. It's really slow, but I believe somewhere in here we're gonna have some latitude longitudes. What if the nested URL changes? We're just hacking this together. It'll be fine. Okay, here's one. So we have an address, and then we have some data. Do we have latitude longitude? Address. It's true, Cryptic Dreams. I mean, this is a lot of what you got to do on the front end is figure out the data that you can use, and you may or may not be in control of that back end. I don't see latitude longitude. I just see an address. Does anybody see latitude longitude? Because that's what we need. Otherwise, we would need a geocoding API that would take the address and turn that into. Oh, I see what you mean, Doc. Request the former. So request that one. Get the reference and then request that one again. Okay. Okay. First of all, though, I'm just going to see what happens if I pass this into a DOM parser. So DOM parser, parse from string text XML. That's going to give us a literal DOM that we can query because we have elements like. Let me close this extra stuff. We need that. We need that. We'll keep that one open. But if you look at this, I mean, it looks kind of like HTML, just has elements. So we need to select the document, and that document has a name we can get the content for. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to pass in that XML to the DOM parser. We'll call this DOM. And then I think I can just do dom.querySelector document, and that should actually give me okay, so it's null. A capital D document. There it is. I somehow did I close the chat? Did I just close the chat? What happened? I think I closed the chat. Give me a second. Okay. npm run electron serve. I feel like now I'm going to have two instances of the chat manager running because I don't know where the other one went. But oh well. Time trap. Okay. Okay, but look at this. We put it into a DOM parser and we got the document. The document should have nested children like name. Look at that. So we could do like document, and then we want the nested name, and we want its text content. Cannot access property text content of null. Maybe it doesn't work like that. Like maybe we have to select, we have to say like the document is this. And then the name is this, but we're selecting with the document. And then we can do name dot text content. Text content name is null. Well, I don't know. Why do I keep closing things? Okay, I was about to say stop it. Somehow I didn't get the name. Document.evaluate the XPath. Let me just log the XML again, because I'm probably... I thought it was the name element. Oh no, it's lowercase name. That's why. Well, there's a problem. Okay. Thank you. In FG Codex, that was the issue. So look at us. We can actually parse XML. So I think what we need to do is we need to specifically get this href and then make another request for it. Okay, so select document, and then inside of that, so document has a network link. And then inside of network link, we have a link, and inside of that, we have href. And then that should have some text content. So let's call this the inner link. And so let's just log the inner link.text content. And that should give us the link to the next one that we need to download. Look at that. And now we need to download that. This is work. But now we have this, we can say the map URL. Let's call this the places, inner places URL equals that. And then we got to do this business all over again. Request it, parse it. The inner response goes here. And closes chat again. And then we have the inner XML. And then that goes here. Then we have the inner DOM. I mean, at this point, we probably should have just used the library, but I think this is fun. Yeah, I disabled all of the rewards, but I forgot to re-enable them, but I think that's okay. Okay, so inner DOM. Inner HTML. Is that a thing? Let's just log the second response. Or the inner XML. All right. Request the first page. Request the second page. Oh, wow. The inner page didn't have the cores issue. Oh, well. Okay, but this has a document. And actually, I have the KML locally, so that'll actually just allow us to just navigate it locally to figure out what we need. So KML is a data format originally created for Google Earth, but specifically it has all the information that we would need. So it's an XML format. Yeah, that's why we're using XML here, is because this is what all the format of all the places are in. A lot of weird data in here. Let's see if there's any latitude. There's not. Yeah, we need a geocoder. How is Google doing it? Okay. Lat. Plata. La plata. They're doing it with a geocoder, but I didn't see the network request for it. So, oh, and that's what comes in the embed? Give me a second. I have to reassess my life choices. I'm going to look at the data embedded in the page, and we might just create a backend API that scrapes this thing because it has latitude, longitude. And no worries. it was bound to happen somewhere, right? Yeah, so I'll show you the Kml one more time. And greetings, Carl from Lebanon. It has place marks. Place marks have an address and a description. What here is this? And they just don't have latitude, longitude. Yeah, work harder for the data or use the Geocoder API. Want to work a little bit harder for the data. Also, I guess if we could have just found, I mean, on the Colorado website, do they just have a spreadsheet with the data? Let's search for, I like that idea, coordinates. No. Cold Southeast Texas, nice. Yeah, my friend lives in Houston. He sent us pictures of the snow. It's pretty crazy. We could use a geocoder, but I don't want to have to geocode every single point in here. Okay, give me just a few. Just give me a few more. I searched for. It's not in here. I swear it's not. I spelled it right. This data is in the craziest format. Yeah, I think at this point I'm just going to pivot and find somewhere that just has a spreadsheet. We got into the weeds of like trying to reverse engineer their format and then just using KML. But at the end of the day, we just need a list of places. That's literally all we need. But yeah, a lot of people are suggesting, look, chord is not in here. Lat just returns plat or la plata. I'll search for all 21 of them to show you. We can try lat long. That's not in there. So it's not in there. I swear it's not in there. Stop suggesting things because it's not in there. Find a community provider near you. Oh, that just loads this thing. Just break down and geocode it. I guess I could. All right. I know that. I think I'm gonna break down and geocode it. Yeah. Okay. Never mind. we've come this far because this is a place mark inside the KML. So we have document, folder, place mark. So check it out. We've gotten this far. So with this inner DOM, I could say the places are inner DOM dot query selector all place mark. And this should give me a node collection list of all the places. And then we can just geocode each one. I think this is fine. This is what we're going to do. That gives us one place mark. Oh, query selector all. That should give us all the place marks. Look at this. 404? Why are there so many? Oh, I guess there's probably 404 locations. That would make sense. But that's fine. Now let's iterate over each one, and then we can see inside of. We're gonna geocode it. That's the plan. Is we're gonna geocode it. Let me just delete this file. It's not a 404 error. There are literally 404 places. But we can see inside of a place mark, it has an address. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to iterate over these places. So I can just do places.forEach place. And then I can do address equals place.querySelector for the address. And then the address.textContent should be the address. Watch. Ta-da! We have a bunch of addresses. So now we need to geocode each and every one of these. I think this is the issue though. Whatever geocoding API we use, it's not gonna like us sending 404 requests. The KMZ includes coordinates? Well, why doesn't mine? We can look at the network requests that are coming across. This one, KML. I guess KML doesn't have it, but KMZ has it. Placemark, point coordinates. We don't have that in ours. Bing is free. Bing Geocoding API. Placemark, point coordinates. Let's try. I mean, I can try to query it. So placemark. Let's just see if there's a point inside of it. Null. So it's not in here. I mean, if it's KMZ, am I going to need to unzip it? Or is that just kind of like gzip where it... Yeah, then I would need zlib? Come on! It contains image files? What the heck? Okay. No, we're gonna geocode it. Stop sidetracking me. It's not. We know that it's not in the KML. We're gonna find a geocoding API. It's fine. Okay. Bing, geocoding API. Somebody told me I could use Bing. So let's geocode data flow API. Geocode and data source limits. I know that OpenStreetMaps has a geocoder. Bing, bang, boom. I'm going to look that up really quick. Okay. Yeah, that's the one. Nominatim? No, Nominatim. Cool. So Nominatim works. I just need... How do I get the... format equals JSON v2. Yes. Okay. Beautiful. This is the request that we need. So here's what I'm going to do. Because this is 404 geocoding requests, I'm going to do it ahead of time. Like I said I didn't want to do this, but I can't make 404 requests when the page loads. I just can't. I can't make myself do that. Install the McDonald's API. Yeah, I just can't. So, hey, what's up, She.Moe? It's been a while. Maximum of 1 request per second. So 404 divided by 60 seconds is 6.7 minutes. So if I do this once, we can just wait 7 minutes, and then we have all the latitude longitudes. Yeah, and we'll save the data. I mean, I guess the other thing, like, technically, if I'm going to just do this anyways, we could just unzip the KMZ and extract it out of there, honestly. Does anyone know how to... Can I just use unzip? Oh, yeah, look at that. It worked. And then we have doc.kml. And then this one references this one. So then we'll request that one. Providers locate. Oh, and then that's a KMZ. So then I have to unzip that KMZ. I'm going to be done so soon. The moment I have the locations, we're done, basically. Replace doc. Yeah, please do. Okay. And then now, doc.kml is here. And inside of that, we should have the point that everyone was talking about. So we should have place mark. Do we not have point? I don't have point. Doc, can you remind me what the path was? Advanced web dev. Okay, so this is the location. It's not in here. Okay, I'm gonna clear the stage. Let me just get rid of all this extra stuff. Get rid of doc. Get rid of these. And this. And this. Okay. Now, we have ourselves a KMZ file. I'm gonna save it. Here. Place mark, thank you, Oscar. Place mark point coordinates. Now we're gonna unzip location. Oh, okay. That gives us doc.kml. Oh! That's probably it, Doc. I did. Okay. One last try. Download KML, entire map, keep data up to date with network KML, export as KML instead of KMZ. Okay. That was it. I think that's it. So, I think this is all I have to do now. Now our original URL just becomes this. This. All right, and then I forget. Place mark point coordinates. $100th try. Well, this is the one. Location is null. Oh, maybe not. But yeah, I think so. Before, technically, I actually did just do vaccination providers, but we want the entire map. Let me just double check that I have the right URL. Give me one more second. Oh, I did forget coordinates. So maybe it's working. Yeah, this is definitely the first try. Definitely. First try. No, none of these have a point property. Did I select entire map before? All right, because I just want to be done with this, we're going to just geolocate. So OpenStreetMaps provides this, yeah, we're just gonna geocode. So this API is technically free to use, but you shouldn't abuse it, and you shouldn't use it for commercial purposes. But what we're gonna do is, for all 404 of these places, we are going to pass those into the geocoder, and get back a latitude, longitude, and then that's how we're gonna add it to the map. However, I don't want this to happen on page load. I don't want the browser to request 404 different locations. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna write a separate script. COVID vaccine location. Let's just make an API. Colorado COVID vaccine location API. And in here, I'm gonna write a quick script that geocodes all of the things. I need to I'll install Axios so my node script can make a request, and then let's write some code. Let's just do index. This is gonna be quick and hacky. So we're gonna bring in Axios. I'm actually gonna just copy and paste this code because it's, wait. I have something on my clipboard. Yeah, that's fine. I'm going to copy and paste this code, and we're going to make this work inside of node.js. Here, this. We're actually going to make this code work in node.js. Function get places. Let's make an API. Why not? Okay. But if we look back at that library, the one on npm, KML, the Kml Parser to GeoJSON. What was it called? This one. In their example, they showed there is a library called XML DOM that works in Node. And that's what I'm going to install, XML DOM. And then that gives me access to DOM parser inside of Node.js. Okay, here we go. So we have DOM parser. Why is this complaining? I guess this needs to be an async function. So we need to make the request. So we'll say the XML is going to be await axios.get to that specific URL. We go grab that. I realize I'm moving super fast. It's hard to follow. I need to get this working because I gotta be done streaming. I gotta be done streaming now. So this is our URL. We're gonna get it. We're gonna parse it, and then and actually it doesn't need to be cores anywhere anymore because this is just gonna be running on. It'll run once on the back end. And then we do right here. This becomes an axios.get for the inner XML. We do this, and then we should be able to log each location. Okay, let's just see if this works. And basically, all this does is it requests the KML inside of Node.js. If once this works, then we can geocode them one at a time. Okay, here we go. DOM.querySelector is not a function. Well, what can I do? I gotta look up the docs for XML DOM. Get attribute. Get elements by tag name, probably. So this is destructuring. Yeah. So Axios returns an object like this, and the content, the body of the response is itself in a property called data. So that code I have there takes that data property out, puts it in a variable called XML, and then I can use that variable right there. That's what that's doing. Manic coding. Does anybody know the name of the method? Yeah, what's up, Stella D? Yeah, if you do exclamation mark keyboard, you can see that I'm lost too, Pedro. I have no idea what's happening. I think we just have to use more standard methods for selecting. Get elements by tag name. I think that's what I want. No, but can I do by class name? No. I think this is what I need to do. So instead of query selector, get elements by tag name. Can I just do is there an XPath? Yeah, there's no standard. Can I pass in an XPath? Because that's kind of what query selector is. Man. All right, this is what I think we have to do. So this is the document. And then we have the network link. You can use get by attribute case class as an attribute. Honestly, why don't we just use this library? We're just gonna use this library. It's gonna be even easier. All right. No, that's wrong. Let's just use the library. Is there an XPath? There might have been an XPath library, but at this point, oh, you know what? We probably could have used Cheerio, but it's fine. At this point, all we gotta do is bring in TJ, my good friend TJ. Wait, why didn't that work? Oh, because I have syntax errors. Oh, well, no, is it gonna work for nested JSON though? I don't think it is. So we are gonna use this library, but I think we still need to get the first level out first. Okay. One moment. I've got this. At 0. And then I think we grab the link, which is this. And then from there, we get the href. So this is network link. This is link. Back when I used to code in C#, I remember doing stuff similar to this. What are we making? Who's to say? At the end of the day, we really just want to get this list of places from the Colorado list of vaccines in list of places to get a COVID vaccine in Colorado. Now we're down this rabbit hole of there's this data format that we're trying to parse. It didn't have latitude longitude in it. That's not what I wanted to do. I just want to run the code. Let's see what happens. Invalid or unexpected token. Oh, that makes sense. So right now, what we're trying to do, okay. Cannot read property get elements by tag name in S of undefined. Oh, you could do evaluate? Thank you, Callum. We'll go back to that. Let's just Command Z a bunch. And let's just try .evaluate. Okay, so instead of DOM, XML document .evaluate. Evaluate. Client loves this. I'm struggling. I am really struggling. Dom.evaluate is not a function. Is it built into DOM parser? Things will make sense eventually. We hope eventually. What am I trying to do? Okay, I was looking at XML DOM. No worries, Callum. I appreciate the comments. XML to JavaScript. Yeah. Why the heck not? RBD, thank you for the 60-ish bits. Not ZML, XML. Simple XML to JavaScript object converter. Great. Well, why not? Let's try it. At this point, we just start throwing libraries at it. We'll get there. And now we don't even need the DOM parser, because at that point, we can just use JavaScript to select the element. Is this going to be on YouTube? It probably will eventually, like in a week or two. So now we just say parse string with the XML, and then we get a little callback function with the error and the result. Let's see what happens. Hey, that's great. And at this point, let's just turn it into let's do some useful coding. So this is a function that accepts a callback. We want to turn it into something that can accept a promise. So let's do, you could promisify it in multiple different ways. We're just going to manually promisify it. So I'm going to create a function called parse string async. And this basically just returns a promise. So this takes in the XML. Actually, let's call it parse XML. Let's call it what it is. Parse XML. And that takes in the XML. It basically needs to do this, but we want it to return a promise. So we're going to create a new promise that can resolve and reject. Then inside of that promise, we do the thing. And if there was an error, then we reject with that error. So that will actually throw an error. If there was no error, we just resolve the result. Like that. Now that we've promiseified it, we can use it like this. I can just say const document equals await parse XML with the XML. And just like that, we now have a little promiseified function, and this should work in the same way. Ta-da! Great. Parse string promise. Oh, the library has it. I'm just trying to make content. I've been struggling. At least that was maybe useful to someone if you've never seen a promise created from scratch before. Okay, great. Now, document.kml.document. Let's log that. That has a network link. Let's log that. I spelled it wrong. Oh, no, document is an array, so we need the first one. So document at 0.network link. So we have that, and then that at 0.link. Great. And then that at 0.href should be, well, it's an array, and then we want that at 0. Oh, man. XML, why was XML ever a thing? Now, we could use optional chaining, but I know it exists. I'm just going to assume it exists. Let's call this the inner URL. It's going to be equal to that. And then now we just do it again. So we say the inner XML is axios.get the inner URL. And then the inner document is going to be parse XML with the inner XML. And then this inner document is going to have all of the addresses and everything that we need. So, are you ready? Ta-da! Let's get into it though. So, inner document.kml.document at 0. That should be a big old document. It is. And then this has a folder property. Let's look at folder. Folder is an array, so we grab the first one, and then we want the place mark array, which is going to be all of the different places. At 0. And thank you, Leet Geek, for that 3-month sub. Late to the party. No worries. No worries. There we go. Now we've got an array. So, the places is that. So that gives us an array of places, and now we're finally where we need to be. We need to geocode them. So here's what I'm going to do. I need to look at each place, get the address, send it to an API to turn it into latitude, longitude, and then get it back, and then I have the resulting information. So name, address, description. We really just need the name and the address and the description. Yeah, so what I want to do is I want to build up an array of objects that has all of the information I need inside of it. So let's just call this XML places, because we're going to create our own places. That's just an array. I now need to visit each one and do the geocoding. So for this, I'm actually going to use a reduce. So I'm going to say await xmlplaces.reduce. Now, what this is going to allow me to do is wait 1.1 second between requests, because I don't want to just immediately make 404 geolocation requests. I want to wait after each one before making the next one. So here's a nice little way to do that with a reduce. So XML places is an array of places. We are reducing promises. So we start off with a resolved promise, and we make this asynchronous. And then before we do the work, we await the previous promise, like this. Now we can do the work. So I'll say places.push. We need to push in an object that has name, which is place.name at 0. It has an address, which is place.address at 0, and it has a description, which is the same. And we're going to go ahead and put address just in a variable, so that way I can use it for geocoding. So we'll say address equals that. Okay. Now, right here is where I want to get the latitude, longitude. So reduce doesn't. So basically what this is going to do is it's gonna fire it all off immediately, but each promise is gonna wait for the previous promise. I'll show you how this is gonna work. I mean, some of you seem confused, and I thought you knew about promises. So you're gonna learn something. Because basically, because this is an async function, it itself returns a promise, right? And so because this function returns a promise, that is the return value that gets used in the next accumulator function. And so because that's what gets returned when we await it here, I can do something like, we can do a little like wait 1 second. So I can do wait a new promise. That uses set timeout to wait 1100 milliseconds, like this. So basically what will happen is right here is where we're going to do the geocode. That's going to make the API request. We'll push it into the array, and then we'll wait 1.1 seconds. And because the next function is waiting on that promise, it's going to wait 1.1 seconds before it does the geocode. So it's basically a waterfall. It's going to do one at a time. So this function gets called once for every place in the places array. And it's like a waterfall because it calls it on the first one, waits for the geocode to finish, then calls it on the second, the third, etc. So here we go. There's this. Now we need to do the geocode. To do the geocode, we need to make the request to this API. So let's create a function for it. Geocode address. It takes in the address. What if I used a for of loop? No. This is... I'm showing off how to do this. Technically, that would be a way clearer, because even if you just used a regular for loop, because if you have a wait inside of a for loop, it's going to wait before it goes on to the next one. I'm just showing off. Let me show off. It's my stream. Okay, so grab the data from axios.get to this URL, but what needs to change is the query, which is the address. So right here goes the address. And then that is in this format. And so we can just do the data at 0.lat and long. So, so we need to return latitude, which is... just say result is data at 0, and we'll do result.lat, latitude, and result.longe. And is it longitude, or it's LON, it's lon. It should work. And thank you, Nika Yoda, for that resub. What if there's no result? Yeah, we should do some error handling. So we'll say if not data.length, we're just going to return no latitude, longitude. 0, 0. Yeah, so if there is no result, return an object. So right now we're in node.js. This is just plain old JavaScript. This is not, we're not using a null island. We're not using React or anything else like that. But basically I'm trying to get the data in a format that I can use, so that we can use it in our Vue app. Yeah, okay, so now we do the geocode. So I'll say location is await geocode address with the address. Done. And then now the location has the place in it. I am going to wrap this in a try catch. So that way if it fails for one address, it just won't be in the result. I mean, and technically... no, this is fine. Console.oog. Error geocoding, and we can just pass in the address. So if it fails, we just forget about it. This should be fine. I need to be done. This should work. So try to geocode it. If the geocode's successful, push it into the array and then do that. What I'm also going to do is after geocoding every single one, I'm going to write this to a file, because it's very possible that it fails somewhere for something I didn't account for, and I don't want to have to geocode all over again. So after each successful geolocation, we're gonna write it to a file. Promises dot write file. We can also await this. Let's call this places.json. We're gonna stringify all the places. What's up, Busy? Got that Learn with Leon emote. And this is gonna be in UTF-8. Okay. This 1 hour stream just turned into a 2 hour stream, but this is fun. We're getting some XML data. We're parsing it. Now for each one, we're going to attempt to geocode it. And after we get each one, we will Yeah, and actually I'm just gonna, for debugging purposes, I'm gonna log the address and the location. Address. What's up, Plev? I'm doing pretty good. I think this code is gonna work on the first try. And then when it's all done, we do that. Done. All right, this technically is going to take 7 minutes to run, roughly 7 minutes. We're having fun. Okay, here we go. First try. First try. This is awesome. So look, it failed. It failed for these two, but that's fine. We just won't include them. But what's also nice is I'm actually building up this JSON file as we go. So look at this. So even though it failed for a few of them, it's still it's basically just filling up that JSON file. Magic. So basically, after so there is. This is unfortunate. It's actually failed for a lot of them. Huh. Oh, it's working for some. I think it's good enough. I think it's worked for enough of them that we're going to be able to get some points on the map. But 6.7 minutes, yes. Somebody mentioned something. Yeah, so the only restrictions on this API are that you can request once per second. We'll likely see it if something errors out. I'm not sure, Parachuter. You might need to just refresh the page. Yeah. The area of Colorado, that's part of the North Pole. Okay, so once this is done, we're just gonna have a JSON file, and we can just use that JSON file directly in our map app. Because right now we have a front end, but we were having a really hard time to even just finding the data. But now, after that's done, we can just include that JSON file, and we'll show the points on the map. Yeah, and so basically the free geolocation API that we're using is having trouble geolocating those ones that are coming back as 0. And the way to fix it is to find a better geocoding API, probably one that you pay for. I mean, we can just see it as an example. So like if I grab this address, it's probably ones that have like sweet in them. And if we pass this address into the geocoding API, and thank you, Callum, for the 500 bits. If this beautiful hacky solution isn't worth some bits, then nothing is. Thank you very much. Yeah, so this just returns an empty array. So this is the search API. I'm curious if there is I think the search, house number, reverse search, forward search. Yeah, if we parse the address and pulled out the house number, the city, the state, the zip code, it probably would have a better chance at it. The only thing is a lot of these are in potentially non-standard formats. Like maybe sometimes there's a comma after the street, sometimes there's not. URL encoding. Oh. Well, there shouldn't be any, that would only error out if there's ampersands. But let's try it. So, but basically what they mentioned is, because this is in a URL, we need to encode that specific value, so that it's all sent and not potentially like split up. So if we URL encode this, we get a bunch of like percent signs. And if we send this instead, let's see if we get a result. No, it's still an empty array. I think this API is just fairly limited. I think the probably the main issue is because it's passing in suite 102. If we get rid of that, yeah, it works. So this API is just finicky. Because some of these addresses have like a suite or an apartment number or a building number or something like that. We can look at all the ones that failed. Sweet 100, Sweet 100, Sweet 100, Sweet 140, Sweet 125, Cristola Street. I think this failed because that place just doesn't exist. No, I'm kidding. And then this has like a number after the street name. They're just non-standard. What happened to the one that returned undefined? I don't know. Let's test it. Like this one, 200 Quebec Street, number 400, Denver, Colorado. Oh, is it because of the pound sign? It's because of the pound sign. So we really do need to URL encode it. Yeah. I'm not going to kill the script though, because like I said, we're going to get at least 100 locations, and we'll show those on the map. But that there are some improvements that can be made to this code. Like basically right here, when we pass in the address, we need to do encode URI component. And then it'll be the full URL. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Does anybody have a timer? How long have we been going? Yeah, I said it was a lot. There's 400 different places we need to geocode. Yeah, so that's another potential improvement, is strip out the suite name. Also, we could just find a better API, because like the Google Places or the Google Geocoding API does a really good job. Like you can pass in some of these that are failing, and Google would be able to find it. Like this one. Cool. Like if I pass that in, it found it. Google knows. They're just a whole lot better at malformed addresses. It's J Phils. Thank you for that resub. Hey, welcome. Yeah. This is a weird stream for me. I don't normally stream at this time or day, but we're here. Okay, honestly, because we're writing this file out intermittently, we can go ahead and just use it, but it'll still be building up in the background. So this is the file. We keep overwriting it with new data, but this has name, address, description, and location. Basically, we just need to use this in our Vue app to put it on the map. So I am gonna do this. We're actually just gonna, technically I could put it in an API, make a request to the API. For now, it's just going right in here. I'm gonna call it places.js. And it's going to just export this array of data. Yeah, look at this. So now I can just import this array. I don't want to install the JDK. I can just import this array into my Vue component and put the points on the map. So let's do that. We're switching gears. That other code was just requesting all of the places and getting their locations and such. Now it's actually really easy. We can get rid of all this nasty code in the front end, and all the front end has to do install the JDK. The front end will just import the places. So let's pull that places in. Places is just an array. And I think what we'll do is we'll create a valid places. We just want to make sure that each place has a latitude and longitude. Otherwise, we're going to filter it out. So we'll just make sure that place.location.latitude and place.location.longitude are not 0 or undefined or null. Yeah, so valid places. And then we can just put them on here. Let's call these providers, because these are, if you're just joining us, these are COVID-19 vaccine providers in the state of Colorado. Okay, now that we have this providers attribute, we can just iterate over it. So basically, we need to, for every provider in providers, we need to set their latitude longitude, which is going to be provider.location.latitude. Latitude. Is the Vue ecosystem working for Vue 3? Yeah, there are some things that don't exist yet. And I guess we'll use the address. We probably should have given it an ID, but the address is going to be the key. Okay, so for every provider in the providers array, we want to create a marker. So that's what this is going to do. It's going to create a marker for every one. It's going to have this latitude and this longitude. And for now, we're just going to see a bunch of coding gardens on the map. So let's see it. Yeah, look at them. And let's actually, we'll change the, yeah, we're going to make the marker smaller. We'll find a better marker. And let's just make the center of the map, like dead center of Colorado. We want to do something like this. Can you tell me what's here? Copied. Nice. So now that is going to be our initial center. There. Hey, Neutral Face, thank you for the $5 donation. Where do you live and where are you from? Love your content. I live in Colorado. I'm from all over. I say I'm a citizen of the world because I've lived in a lot of places, but now I call Colorado home. What was your other question? Yeah, that's it. I live in Colorado. I'm from all over. Okay, so we're going to center the map on Colorado, and we're actually going to zoom in a whole lot more. Okay, we're going to zoom in a whole lot more to start. So let's start at like a zoom level of 4. All right. Close that, close that, close that. We're going deeper. Let's go 8. Hey, that's cool. We'll go a little bit out. 7. Yeah, perfect. Perfect. Now we just need a marker, and then we can add like a pop-up or something like that. So that's cool. Use a syringe icon? I'm down. Let's find a pixel syringe. Okay. Pixel vaccine icon. 6.5 zoom? I think our zoom is pretty good. Icon finder. Oh, we could just use an emoji. Huh, I think it wants an actual image though. I need to know when this website is good. Honestly, I should preface this and just say, use the official one. The official one is always up to date and maintained by the state of Colorado. This one was just hacked together. Wait, is there a Franker face emote we can use? Oh, that's literally just the emote. It's a Tweemoji. Let's use it. Is it 46 by 46? Or 56 by 56? 72 by 72. Can we get a smaller one? I guess I could just, let's see if this works. If I pass this in and then just give it a smaller size, like 25 by 25, will it automatically resize it? This looks legitimate. look at this. It kind of blends in with the color of the map, but look at that. That's so cool. Okay, we'll go a little bit bigger. 35. That's so cool. Okay. We'll go even bigger. Let's go 45. And hello, Astanix. How's it going? Yeah, this is awesome. All right, now let's just add a pop-up. So whenever we click on it, it tells us what the location is and the information about it. So a marker can have a pop-up inside of it. LOL. $350. Now I think 35 is good. I think it's whether or not. Okay, I think if we put a pop-up, they just automatically show up all the same. So marker, icon, pop-up, LOL. Does it work? Oh no, I need to bring in the L pop-up component. Can we use this? Is it the plague icon? I like the vaccine. No, not that one. No, that looks what's the word? Ominous. It looks scary. We don't sus. It looks sus. We don't want it to look sus. El pop-up. So I need the El pop-up component. The old pop-up. And now it should say LOL everywhere. LOL. I don't know why that's so funny to me. LOL. Great. But now instead of showing LOL, we're going to show the actual information about the place. So we have that inside of here because we have access to the provider. So let's just do like an H1 and do provider.name. That's a property, right? Get vexed. Eagle County Public Health. Eagle. Button Family Practice. Lincoln County Public Health. All right, let's zoom in here. What do you got up here? King Soopers Pharmacy number 3. Nice. Okay, the other thing is we have the description. The description was actually, I believe it was actual HTML content. So I'm going to use the vHTML tag and set that to be provider.description. So that should have like, yeah, that has formatting. Wait. Why does it look like that? I don't like it. It looks good, Kappa. And actually, oh, in this finish too. So now we can actually pull in all of the data. So if I go back, places got wrote to the file system, and this has all of them in it. And now I can just bring that over to my front end places. We should see some more on the map. Excuse me. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Description has all of this. And then we end up with these like weird unnamed things. Let's actually, we're gonna parse it a little bit. We're gonna clean it up. Anything after unnamed, it just gets removed. Yeah, so that way we'll remove all of this, but everything else will show up. Provider PIN. Are we supposed to know that information? It came from the map data. Oh, loaded as static JSON? But then I don't get autocomplete. We have it now. Let me create a little helper function. So I'll have a function. Let's call this clean up description. This clean up description. This takes in the place, and then we just return place.description dot split on unnamed. UNNAMED. Yep, and then just grab the first one. So everything after unnamed disappears. And then we can make cleanup description available here. And then right here, we just say cleanup description. And right above that, we'll actually have just like an H3 with the actual address. Okay, this is it. Whoa. Why did that happen? Can't access properties. Oh, because it errored out. Place.description is undefined. Oh, I need to pass in. Oh. I just need to pass in the provider or the place. Did I close Firefox? No, there it is. Oh. I froze it. Firefox is frozen. Well. Let's just force quit it. Why the heck not? Frozen Fox. Okay. Firefox. Oh no, is it gonna error out again? Hard refresh. There we go. Okay. Moment of truth. Let's zoom in a little bit. Let's look at this place. Kaiser Permanente, Lakewood, 8383 West Alameda Avenue, Lakewood, Colorado. It's Kaiser. There's the address, there's the phone number, and there's the website. Done. We've done it. Now let's just put it on the internet, and that's it for today's coding challenge. we got into some serious weeds today, but that's okay. Wait, did I just call it COVID? Yeah. All right. Now, so I'll mention what this. So the code we were writing here was with a library called Vue.js, and we're doing some non-standard things, right? We have like this weird template syntax and all of this. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to run the build process, which basically takes all of this and turns it into static files. So static JavaScript files, CSS files, things that normal browsers just understand. And so once I've generated those static files, I can put them on the web, and people can go to the website. So I'll do npm run build. Why did it freeze? So I could make the links clickable. Probably the way I would do that is with a markdown parser. So if I pass this into a markdown parser, it can automatically extract out links and turn them into hyperlinks, stuff like that. Yeah. Okay, so that's awesome. It built our codes. We can see that it's a total of 326 kilobytes. That's not bad because that actually includes all of the provider locations. So this app doesn't make any network requests. It's kind of just embedded. We would need to update that list of providers if it changes. But yeah. Yeah. Okay. So what that does is that generates this dist folder here. I'm going to remove these KML and KMZ files because that was just us trying to figure things out. So yeah, just some static HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. I'm going to put it on the web with Surge. If you go to surge.sh, you can read about this service. It's totally free. Lets you deploy static websites. So I'm going to call this Colorado COVID vaccine locations. And just like that, we're on the internet. Look at that. So you too can find all the vaccine locations in Colorado. I'm going to push this code up to GitHub. You're more than welcome to fork it, modify it. You could do a similar thing that I did with this crazy script to find vaccination places like in your state or in your country, and then do a similar thing. Basically, you would really just have to replace this file with the places, and then they'll automatically show up on the map. But like I mentioned, there are some fixes we need to do, like latitude, longitude isn't showing up, all that good stuff. For this particular site, I wouldn't deploy to Heroku, mainly because it's just static. And Heroku is, you can use a static build pack on Heroku, but because it's static files, we don't even need a backend. Like this is hosted free forever, and it doesn't spin down or spin up because it's just static files. Whereas the static build pack would be an Express app that serves static files, which would technically spin down every now and then. Some people mentioned it's not working. I don't know if you need to turn off script blocking or anything like that, but seems to work for me. This was fun. I appreciate you all. See you later, Neverloop. Thank you for hanging out with us. Alrighty, everyone. That's it for today. Like I said, I'll push the code to GitHub. I'll share a link on the Discord. And !Discord if you want to join the Discord. Don't have to, but if you want to. We're going to do a raid. So let's check out our raid messages. If you're a sub, this is your raid message. If you are not a sub, this is your raid message. You're all very welcome. Thank you all for hanging out with me. This was super fun. This was a crazy mad stream. It's not usually like this. I was a little off my rocker today. It's just panic coding. But it was still fun. Let it be known, everything I did today, there's probably a way better way to do it, but we got it done, and I think that's all that matters.